Something about me is that I like My Little Pony a lot. I like it so much that I didn't put this shirt on for the video. I just wear this all the time. And this is my pony Sona. This is the one that I made for my friend. I'm still looking for a name for this one, by the way. If anybody has any... This one is Splatter Horizon. That one's me. And this is my friend. And he is, like, Earth Pony themed, but also, like, this one has a paintbrush, and this one has, like, a pen and, like, ink drops and a mushroom. And he's, like, moss themed. But the thing that I want to talk about today is My Little Pony opinion that's pretty small. Niche and esoteric, if you will. I just woke up. Excuse that I have a little bit of a raspy voice. But the lyrics to Winter Wrap Up kind of always bother me because, okay, it goes, 3 months of winter coolness and awesome holidays. We've kept our hoofsies warm at home, time off from work to play. But the food we stored is running out, and we can't grow in this cold. And even though I love my boots, this fashion's getting old. Right, that's the beginning of the song. And I really want to dissect these first 3 lines here. 4 lines. 3 months of winter coolness and awesome holidays. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about that. We've kept our hoodies warm at home, time off from work to play. So Pinkie Pie says this line. And I just find that odd. That Pinkie Pie is the one saying this line. We've kept our hoofsies warm at home, time off from work to play. Now, what about that line strikes you as odd for Pinkie Pie to say that? Let's go through the list. Twilight is like a student. She's always studying. She's studying friendship, but she's always studying, and she has an occupation, right? Fluttershy, she is like, she pet sits and heals animals and stuff. Rarity has a whole business. Applejack is constantly working on the farm. Rainbow Dash is like weather patrol captain or whatever. And Pinkie Pie. So you can make the argument that Pinkie Pie is like the party planning pony, or right? And I feel like that is an occupation, but I just don't see it in the same way as how solid every pony else's occupations are. So I just feel like giving Pinkie Pie this line is a little weird because I feel like she has maybe not the easiest job. I don't know. I have mixed opinions on this because I feel like her job is very circumstantial. She plans Shining Armor and Princess Cadenz's wedding, right? And that's a big task, but it's kind of only once in a while that she has something to really focus on, and every other pony has like a consistent business. And also time off from work to play. What, Pinkie Pie, did you not plan a Christmas party? So does she not consider her work actually work? I feel like out of all the ponies, she would still be working. Like 100%, right? Like I feel like she doesn't get a break because she's the one planning things for ponies to get, like, to spend their breaks on. Right. Anyways, next line. But the food we've stored is running out, and we can't grow in this cold. So Applejack said this, obviously. And this makes sense because, again, Applejack is the farmer pony. And I just feel like this line sets up a stake that is like, oh, we can't... I am supplying a ton of food for Ponyville. And it's also that Sweet Apple Acres is kind of a multi-conglomerate distributor of their food, you can assume, because they're a multi-generational business. We have actually no idea how long Sweet Apple Acres has been a business in itself. We see it move from place to place as Granny Smith has her flashback episodes and things, but it is an old business, and you can assume that they're a major food distributor. So this is kind of a big stake because they grow apples, and it's like, oh shit, we need to get back on this. Like this is a big operation. And then the next line is, and even though I love my boots, this fashion's getting old. And this is the thing that really strikes a nerve with me, because Rarity said this, and it's like, girl, like the stakes are not the same here. And it just, every time I listen to this, it kind of, it sounds funny, but it's a big deal to me. And I just don't know if your friend was like, fuck, I gotta go out and I have to go out and resupply the food for every pony and make sure it's ready by next spring. And holy shit. And like, Applejack's operation, when you go to it, is like, I mean, Rainbow Dash's is also kind of a heavy operation involving a lot of ponies. But Applejack's is very, very organized, and there's just so much land to be trod on that it is like a heavy responsibility. And then Rarity's just making like birds' nests, and you can argue that that is an important task, but we see in the show that birds are fine just living in normal nests. Like, this is wholly unnecessary. So for Rarity to be saying this line, I feel like on her character's part, it just shows an unwillingness to understand that her stakes are not as big as their pony's stakes. And I feel that throughout this first season, because specifically the Ticketmaster, every pony has a reason to want the ticket to the Grand Galloping Gala, right? Rainbow Dash wants to meet the Wonderbolts. Pinkie Pie wants to throw a party and like party with all the higher class ponies. Applejack wants to go and sell apples. Twilight wants to spend time with the princess. Fluttershy wants to go see the exotic animals and hang out with them. And Rarity wants to get a boyfriend, basically. She wants to be swooned over by some pony. And I feel like we can categorize a lot of these wants into different kind of subgenres. So Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy I feel have similar motives that aren't directly motivated by, or wants that aren't directly motivated by a pursued career. Because Fluttershy is looking to look at, it's kind of a passive pursuance. I would categorize Fluttershy's want with Twilight's, more so actually, because Twilight wants to go see the princess, which is something she's already kind of always doing, but she wants to get special attention from the princess, and I feel that Fluttershy's interest is similar in the way that she's always with animals, but she wants a further pursuit of looking at animals, and it's kind of a passive acceleration of their interest. Same with Pinkie Pie. She wants to put on a bigger party than usual. She wants to be recognized as the party pony and have ponies who are upper class party with her, because that's not a thing that she gets to do, and she wants to show them how well she can party. Then there's another category where Rainbow Dash and Applejack I would put together, where they are pursuing their careers in a hard way. So Applejack wants to go see the Wonderbolts. She wants to go smooth so that she can get a career opportunity. But Applejack I would put above Rainbow Dash because she's literally just going to the gala to sell things. And Rarity acknowledges this in Art of the Dress. She says, even though she's more concerned with sales, in the song, she says, even though Applejack is more concerned with sales, blah, 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 stuff about Applejack's dress. So she knows that Applejack's whole thing is that she's just, like, trying to provide for her family and make her business bigger, and she's very family-oriented. And yeah, I think some of that is self-centered in the way that Applejack wants to have a lucrative pursuit as well, and she wants to just do a good job, but she has a strong tie to her family, and I just feel that constantly throughout season 1, the show is kind of putting these different stakes for the ponies on the same level, is the point that I'm trying to make. And the ponies don't really recognize or have self-reflection about that. I don't think I can really think of a time, even in later seasons, where they kind of go back on this point and address that. And I think that's just a symptom of the season 1 writing, that you get a lot of these kind of not super well thought out comparisons between them. And in the Ticketmaster, Twilight is like, oh shit, they've all got such great reasons. And then we get to Rarity's reason. And her reason is, at the gala, I will see him. And she's talking about Prince Blueblood. And it's like, girl, this is not even relative to your career. It's not that she wants to go and see Sapphire Shores. It's not that she wants to go and meet Fancy Pants, who are ponies that have a high position in the fashion industry in Canterlot. It's that she wants to go and see Princess Celestia's nephew. And he ends up being stuck up, and she spends all her time with him at the gala, and she goes crazy. And it's just not relevant. I feel like in the Ticketmaster, Twilight should not put her stake at the same level as any pony else's. And I don't know. And I think the point that I'm also trying to make is that it's a big tenet of friendship to be able to look at things from an outsider's perspective and put your feet in the other pony's horseshoes, if you will, and say, no, you're right. My reason is actually, if we really think about it, is just not at the highest, like, we're not looking at things the same way. Like, even in the same realm, which brings us back to, we kept our hoosies warm at home, time off from work to play. Or, the food we've stored is running out, and we can't grow in this cold, and even though I love my boots, this fashion's getting old. I just feel like these lines really sum up the problems that I have with the first season's writing. And it just surprises me that they don't actually have an episode on this, because it seems like something that they would tackle within their friend group, because all of them have different pursuits, right? And I feel like there are different times in each of those pursuits where some pony needs something more, where Applejack needs to sell more than Rarity needs to go out and meet somebody, because she's fine not doing that. Applejack needs the money for her family. Anyways, those are just some of my thoughts on that. So, sometimes I think about that. It comes to mind. And, just wanted to share. Okay. Goodbye.